All right, so you've got your sights set on Santiago, Chile.
Great choice.
This isn't just another South American city.
No.
We're talking vibrant culture, stunning landscapes, and layers of history.
Definitely.
Today, we're going beyond the typical tourist spots and diving into what truly makes Santiago unique.
Deeper.
We've got some fascinating sources here, ready to uncover the stories.
And give you a real feel for the city.
Yeah, the city's pulse.
What's interesting about Santiago is that it's not just a place you visit.
Right.
It's a place you experience. It's a city that unfolds its secrets, gradually revealing those connections
Between
its past, its people, and its natural surroundings.
Okay, let's start with a place that's both a symbol of power and a window into Chilean history, La Moneda Palace.
Oh?
Now, we all know it's the president's office.
Right.
But I'm betting there's more to it than meets the eye.
Absolutely. La Moneda is a masterpiece of neoclassical architecture built in the late 18th century.
Wow.
Look closely and you'll see those Doric columns, the symmetrical facade, the triangular pediment, all hallmarks of that style. And it's not just aesthetics.
Yeah.
It's a statement. Back then, neoclassicism was all the rage in Europe, and Chile, newly independent, was eager to showcase its own sophisticated identity.
On the world stage.
Exactly.
So it's like they were saying, hey, we're a modern republic now. See our fancy building.
Exactly. It's a fascinating example of how architectural styles can reflect political and social aspirations.
And if you happen to be there at the right time, you can catch the changing of the guard ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
A tradition that goes back centuries. It's a free spectacle, and it's one of those things that reminds you.
I'm definitely not in Kansas anymore.
Haha, right? Those little rituals.
They can really ground you in a place.
Yeah, speaking of which, La Moneda Palace is right in the heart of the city.
Near Plaza de Armas.
Now, this isn't just any plaza.
Oh.
It's the historic core of Santiago, the very spot where the city was founded back in 1541.
Wow.
Almost 500 years of history.
That's right.
So what can you tell us about Plaza de Armas? What role did it play in the city's development?
Well, think back to those early colonial days.
Okay.
A central plaza was like the city's living room,
Ah.
a place for gatherings, announcements, even punishment sometimes. And it was almost always flanked by important buildings, like the Cathedral Metropolitana.
Which is right there on Plaza de Armas.
Exactly.
Oh, the cathedral with those towering spires. I remember seeing pictures. It's quite imposing.
Imposing, yes. And deliberate cathedrals were designed to inspire awe and reverence, reflecting the power of the church in those days. And just a stone's throw away from the cathedral, you'll find the Museo Histórico Nacional,
Oh, wow.
where you can delve even deeper into Santiago's past.
So in just a few blocks, you've got the seat of power, the spiritual center, and a museum that holds the city's memory.
You got it.
It's like a crash course in Santiago's evolution, all within walking distance.
Precisely. And it's all connected by this vibrant thread of history that runs through Plaza de Armas.
I love how you put that. All right, let's take a little journey from the historic heart of Santiago to a place where you can get a whole different perspective.
Okay.
Cerro San Cristóbal.
Oh.
I'm talking about that iconic hill with the statue of the Virgin Mary overlooking the city.
Cerro San Cristóbal. It's more than just a pretty viewpoint.
Right.
It's a place where history, spirituality, and nature all converge.
And for centuries.
For centuries before the Spanish arrived, the indigenous people considered this hill sacred.
Really?
It was a place of rituals and ceremonies, a connection to the cosmos.
So when the Spanish built the statue of the Virgin Mary, it wasn't just a random choice.
Right.
They were, in a way, repurposing the sacredness of the site, incorporating their own beliefs into a landscape already imbued with meaning.
Exactly. They were, in a way,
Yeah.
repurposing the sacredness of the site,
Yeah.
incorporating their own beliefs into a landscape.
And speaking of incorporating,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on up there on Cerro San Cristobal. A zoo, a botanical garden, even a funicular railway to get you to the top.
You know, funicular railways are a fascinating piece of engineering. They're essentially cable-driven cars that run on tracks up steep inclines.
I see.
They were a popular solution in the late 19th and early 20th centuries for navigating challenging terrain, especially in cities like Santiago where hills are a prominent feature.
So it's not just a fun way to get to the top, it's a historical artifact in itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the views from up there are simply breathtaking.
Oh, I bet.
You see the entire city sprawling out before you, the Andes Mountains, as a majestic backdrop. It's a panoramic spectacle that truly captures the essence of Santiago's setting.
And I hear the sunsets from Cerro San Cristobal are legendary. It seems like the perfect spot to soak in the beauty of Santiago from its historic core to its stunning natural surroundings.
It's a place that invites reflection. It makes you think about the layers upon layers of history and culture that have shaped this city.
Wow.
And from those heights, we can now turn our attention to another facet of Santiago's personality, its thriving art scene.
Yeah, let's do it. And when we talk about art in Santiago,
Yeah.
you can't skip the Museo Nacional de Bellas Artes.
Of course not.
But this isn't just another art museum filled with dusty portraits, is it?
Not at all.
Mm.
What makes the Museo Nacional de Bellas Artes so interesting is its commitment to showcasing both Chilean and international art.
I see.
You'll find works by Chilean masters like Pedro Lira and Camilo Mori, alongside pieces by European greats like Rodin and Toulouse-Lautrec.
So it's not just about admiring pretty pictures. It's about understanding how Chilean art fits into the global conversation.
Precisely. You can trace influences, see connections, and get a sense of how Chilean artists have both absorbed and challenged artistic trends throughout history. It provides a much richer understanding of Chile's place in the art world.
And the museum itself is in a neighborhood known for its artistic vibe.
Right.
Barrio Bellavista.
Barrio Bellavista.
I've heard it described as bohemian, eclectic, full of energy.
Definitely.
What's the story there?
Barrio Bellavista is where art spills out onto the streets. You'll find colorful murals, quirky shops, street performers, and a palpable sense of creative energy. It's a place where artists, musicians, and writers have gathered for decades, drawn to its free-spirited atmosphere.
So it's like that spirit of Cerro San Cristóbal, that blend of creativity and nature,
Yeah,
but in an urban setting.
you could say that.
Yeah.
And speaking of creative spirits, Barrio Bellavista is also where you'll find La Chascona, the former home of the celebrated Chilean poet Pablo Neruda.
Ah, Neruda. His poetry is full of passion imagery, love for his country, and a bit of quirkiness, too. I can't imagine his house being anything less than fascinating.
La Chascona is a reflection of Neruda himself.
Yeah.
It's a labyrinth of rooms, each with its own unique theme and design.
Wow.
He designed it to feel like a ship,
Like a ship.
with narrow corridors, unexpected turns, and windows that offer surprising views.
So it's like walking through a poem,
Yeah,
experiencing his words translated into architecture.
exactly. And just as Neruda's poetry evokes a sensory experience, Santiago itself is a city that engages all your senses,
Definitely.
especially when it comes to food.
Oh, yeah.
And for that, we have to talk about Mercado Central.
Okay, I've heard so much about Mercado Central. Imagine walking into this bustling marketplace.
I know.
The sights, the sounds, the smells of fresh seafood hitting you all at once.
That's amazing.
It's a feast for the senses.
It truly is.
And while the seafood is definitely the star, it's not just about what's on your plate.
Right.
It's about the energy of the place, the interactions between vendors and locals, the generations of tradition that are woven into the fabric of the market.
All those things coming together.
So it's more than just a place to grab a bite.
Yes.
It's a glimpse into the heart of Santiago's culinary culture. What are some of the must-try dishes? I'm ready to tantalize my taste buds.
Well, you can't go wrong with the classics.
Yeah.
Empanadas, those savory pastries filled with meat or cheese, are a staple.
Mm.
Then there's ceviche, fresh raw fish marinated in citrus juices.
Oh.
A perfect blend of tangy and refreshing flavors.
Refreshing.
And of course, you have to try paella marina,
Paella Marie.
a hearty seafood stew that's like a warm hug on a chilly day.
Now you're making me hungry. And I've heard the Mercado Central building itself is quite impressive.
It is constructed in the late 19th century. It's a beautiful example of wrought iron architecture with intricate details and a soaring ceiling. It's worth taking a moment to just admire the craftsmanship.
It sounds like a perfect blend of history, architecture, and culinary delights.
You got it.
But what about those times when you need a break from all this sensory overload? Santiago must have some peaceful escapes, too.
Absolutely.
Right.
In fact, one of the most striking things about Santiago is the way it seamlessly blends urban life with natural beauty.
Yeah.
And for that, we have Parque Bicentenario.
Parque Bicentenario.
Parque Bicentenario.
The name itself sounds tranquil. What makes it so special?
Imagine a sprawling green space in the heart of the city
Okay.
with a serene lake, walking paths, and even a sculpture garden. It's a place where you can escape the noise and find a moment of peace amidst the urban bustle.
It's like a breath of fresh air, literally.
Right.
It sounds like the perfect spot for a leisurely stroll or a picnic lunch.
It is. And it's a testament to the city's commitment to creating green spaces that enhance the quality of life for its residents.
Speaking of quality of life, Santiago is also a great jumping-off point for exploring the surrounding areas.
It is.
And one place that keeps popping up is Viña del Mar.
Viña del Mar.
What's the draw there?
Viña del Mar is a coastal city just a short drive from Santiago. It's known for its beautiful beaches.
Beaches!
Its lush gardens, and its vibrant nightlife.
Oh, wow.
It's a place where you can relax by the sea during the day and enjoy a lively atmosphere in the evening.
So it's like a mini vacation within a vacation, beaches, gardens, nightlife?
That's right.
It's got a little something for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in particular that stands out in Viña del Mar?
Well, there's the flower clock, which is exactly what it sounds like, a working clock made entirely of flowers. It's a whimsical landmark that captures the city's charm.
A flower clock. That's definitely something I need to see with my own eyes. But we're not done with the natural wonders yet, are we? We've explored the city, the coast, but now we're heading to the mountains.
Of course. No exploration of Santiago is complete without venturing into the Andes.
Right.
And one of the most stunning destinations is Cajon del Maipo.
Cajon del Maipo, the name has a certain ring to it. What can you tell us about this place?
Cajon del Maipo is a dramatic canyon carved by the Maipo River.
I see.
It's a landscape of towering peaks, cascading waterfalls, and pristine natural beauty. It's a paradise for outdoor enthusiasts,
Oh, wow.
offering everything from hiking and rock climbing to whitewater rafting and horseback riding.
It sounds like a completely different world from the bustling streets of Santiago.
It is, and it's just a short drive away,
Soaking us in
making
that.
it a perfect day trip or weekend getaway.
So you can go from exploring historical landmarks and savoring culinary delights
And then
to hiking in the Andes, all in the span of a day or two.
it's pretty incredible.
That's pretty incredible. And speaking of incredible, we can't forget about the Maipo Valley, which is also located in the Andean foothills.
The Maipo Valley.
The Maipo Valley wine country.
Yes,
Chilean wines have been gaining international recognition lately, haven't they?
they have. And the Maipo Valley is one of Chile's oldest and most prestigious wine regions. It's known for its Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot, which thrive in the valley's Mediterranean climate and fertile soil.
So you're telling me I can go from hiking in the Andes to sipping world-class wine all in one trip? That's dangerous information, my friend.
Oh.
Dangerous but tempting.
Well, it's all about balance, right?
Right.
And speaking of balance, the Andes offer more than just stunning scenery and wine tasting opportunities.
Oh, what else?
They also provide some incredible winter sports adventures.
Oh, right. I almost forgot Santiago's in the southern hemisphere, so their winter is our summer.
That's exactly. From June to September, the Andean slopes transform into a winter wonderland,
Oh, fun.
offering excellent skiing and snowboarding resorts like Valle Nevado, La Parva, and El Colorado are world-renowned for their challenging runs and breathtaking views.
So whether you're seeking adventure in the mountains, relaxation on the coast, or cultural immersion in the city, Santiago really does have it all.
It does,
Yeah.
and it's this diversity of experiences all within easy reach of each other that makes Santiago such a captivating destination.
It's like a microcosm of Chile itself, with its varied landscapes, rich history, and vibrant culture.
Yeah.
It's a place that truly has something to offer everyone.
Yeah, and speaking of offering something to everyone, we haven't even touched on the fact that Santiago sits in a seismically active region.
Yes, the ever-present reminder of nature's power. Santiago has a history of earthquakes, doesn't it?
It does. And while that might sound alarming, it's actually a testament to the city's resilience.
Resilient.
Santiago has learned to adapt and rebuild, incorporating earthquake-resistant designs into its architecture and infrastructure.
So it's a reminder that even in the face of natural challenges, life goes on, adapts, and evolves.
Exactly. And it adds another layer of complexity to Santiago's story.
Yeah.
A layer that speaks to the strength and adaptability of its people.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the historical heart of the city to the heights of the Andes. I'm starting to see why Santiago is so much more than just another South American capital. It's a city that pulsates with energy, history, and a spirit of resilience.
It is. And while we've only scratched the surface, I hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you a taste of what makes Santiago so unique.
It certainly has for me. We've explored the city's layers from its colonial past to its modern art scene, its culinary delights to its natural wonders. But now it's time for you, our listener, to take over.
Okay.
Knowing what we do now.
Yeah.
What aspect of Santiago calls to you the most? What intrigues you? What are you eager to explore further?
Yep.
We've provided the map,
Yep.
but the journey is yours to create.
Let your curiosity guide you. Delve deeper into the topics that sparked your interest. Read more research, and maybe even start planning that trip.
Because Santiago is waiting to be discovered. And
Yeah.
who knows, maybe you'll uncover something we haven't even touched upon.
That's right.
That's the beauty of exploration, isn't it?
It is.
The possibilities are endless. It really is. Santiago has this magnetic pull,
Yeah.
a blend of the familiar and the unexpected.
It's a city that invites you to step outside your comfort zone.
Right.
And embrace the new.
And to appreciate those layers upon layers of history, culture, and resilience.
Exactly. To understand a city like Santiago, you have to dig deeper.
Yeah.
Go beyond the surface and connect with its soul.
It's not just about checking off landmarks on a list.
No.
It's about immersing yourself in the experience.
Wandering through those narrow streets.
Yeah.
In Barrio Bellavista, feeling the pulse of creativity.
Savoring a plate of fresh ceviche at Mercado Central, surrounded by the buzz of locals and the aroma of spices.
It's about standing on top of Cerro San Cristóbal, taking in that panoramic view, and feeling a sense of connection to the city's past and present.
And it's about venturing beyond the city limits.
Right.
Exploring the breathtaking landscapes of Cajon del Maipo or sipping wine under the Andean sun in the Maipo Valley.
Santiago is a city that rewards curiosity, a city that unfolds its secrets to those who take the time to truly listen.
So if you're looking for a travel experience that's more than just a vacation,
Yeah,
a journey that will stay with you long after you've returned home,
absolutely.
Santiago might just be the perfect destination.
Remember, this deep dive was just the beginning.
Right.
A spark to ignite your imagination, a taste of what Santiago has to offer.
Now it's your turn to take the reins.
Yeah.
Dive into those sources you've gathered, let your curiosity lead the way, and uncover your own unique Santiago story.
Happy travels.